Hey yo, what is going on, you guys? It's your boy Aceox, and I'm back with another reaction. This time I'm going to react to the 13 Easter eggs that took the longest to find. In parentheses, 28 to 1917 years by Oddheader. Damn, holy damn. But yeah, we're reacting to another Oddheader video. I saw this title and I just knew I had to put it on my watch later playlist and react to it, cause this is gonna be insane. I'm guessing from the amount of years that maybe we're not really talking about gaming Easter eggs, because I mean, gaming hasn't been around for 1900 years, so maybe we're talking about Easter eggs in general. I don't know, you know, maybe a secret Easter egg hidden somewhere in a pyramid or something. Stuff like that is my guess, or maybe not. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. But before we start, like always, go into the video description, click the first link in the video description under the credits tab to get to the original video by Oddheader. Leave him a like, leave him a comment, tell him you wanna find a secret Easter egg you haven't found yet? Well, take a look in my pants. Oh, there are two! Get it? My balls. That's what, yeah. Tell him that and don't elaborate further, alright? Okay. And obviously subscribe to him. He makes some really good content and I really enjoy his stuff. And if you enjoy his stuff as well, you know what to do. Alright, so I scrolled up, I zoomed out. So without further ado, here we go!
One of the biggest questions in Easter egg history has always been which Easter egg has taken the longest to find. Not just what's the oldest Easter egg in history, but which ones actually took the longest to find. Here at Oddheader, always covering the biggest Easter egg news, we've looked at countless Easter eggs that have taken years to find.
Jar Jar Binks.
And have even found a
damn radical
right here in the Oddheader community. Sometimes the answer to this has been misreported and spread around the internet incorrectly, as at times things like the secret room in Batman Arkham Asylum has been quoted as taking the longest, when in actuality this Easter egg was only unsolved for a couple of years, and it wasn't even properly found as the developers themselves eventually revealed it. To my
I remember that
anyone attempted to truly compile a list of the longest Easter eggs to ever find. And as of uploading this video, I believe this to be the most definitive list. But if I missed any that took longer than these, feel free to share below, as we can always do an updated video later. This list is going to begin with Easter eggs that took 28 years to find.
Boobies.
We're going to climb all the way up to 30 years.
Damn, a dick.
Years, over 40 years, and yes, even over 1,000 years. I know some of you might be skeptical of that, but there really are some true blue ancient Easter eggs that have only been found recently. So stay tuned and to find out more. And something else that can take forever to find is that perfect piece of art for your walls. Fortunately,
this plate?
there's this plate. This plate offers high quality metal posters with over 2 million designs to choose from, including licensed prints from your favorite games, movies, and TV shows, or original designs from thousands of artists. Just put the protective leaf on your wall, stick the magnet on, and hang your disc plate, bypassing any drilling and making it easy to put up and take down. And they look awesome. Use my code ODDHEADER in the description to get 25% off one disc plate and an even bigger discount on 2 or more. 28.
Alright, you heard the man. Do exactly that if you're interested in display stuff. I just hadn't gotten around buying one for myself. But since I'm moving soon, on the September the 1st, I'm going to move into my own apartment again. I might actually check it out. Use this code or whatever it was, and then get myself some of them. So if you're interested as well, do that. Do what he told you. And if you didn't pay attention, go back and listen to what he has to say. Support the man. Give him his bread. Alright, 28 years. We're already starting with such a high number. Damn. What the hell? Let's find out.
Years. Dynamite ducks. One of the craziest and most infamous Easter eggs of all
never heard of it.
was finally found in Dynamite Ducks in 2017 after decades of players believing it was fake. The beat-em-up game was released by Sega in 1988 for arcades and later ported to home consoles in 1989. Game magazines published evidence of a dirty Easter egg in the game as far back as 1991, assumably because there were nude images found in the data of the game. However, game magazines somehow ended up confused and misreported that typing nude at the title screen would unlock a new sequence, which didn't work, so everyone assumed the Easter egg was bull. Then, in 2017, CodeTapper.com finally figured out how to activate the alternate
penguin.
Looking at the game with a hex editor, they found a line of code that says, if you want to see something dirty, output code here. By replacing the line of dots with the word dirty, you can watch the alternate opening. Normally, the game simply opens with the AceoxReacts villain kidnapping Lucy and the ducks go to save her. However, in the alternate version, Lucy is caught with the text saying Lucy was playing with herself while Ben and Pin were buggering with each other in the beautiful flower garden. And according to the text,
what the fuck?
Pimp appears, changing into kinky leather gear, and Lucy
What the fuck?
at the size of his miracle balls. What even are miracle balls? You know what? Never mind.
What the fuck, man?
Saying he takes Lucy to his brothel, and Ben and Pin stopped giving each other one to go to the brothel because they didn't want to miss out. Good thing this wasn't found
What the fuck?
years, because if it was found anywhere near the game's release, I imagine a lot of people working at Sega would have been out of a job. And considering the developers of Dynamite Ducks went on to do Tomb Raider, makes you wonder if there's any more nude codes to find in their other games. Mike Tyson's Punch-Out!
The infamous nude
discovery that would have saved a lot
Tomb Nude Rider.
Kids of the 80s. Mike Tyson's Punch-Out! Is a boxing game released in 1987 on the NES, which players found notoriously difficult. However, it seems as if players were all missing something here, as developer Makoto Wada revealed in an interview in 2009.
Is it the Flash?
Gave a lot of hints about how to time punches, such as a camera flashing in the audience during a bullfight, which tells you when to punch him to land a body blow, which no one noticed for 21 years. Apparently,
I heard about that.
These visual cues from the audience, because it wasn't until 2016 when a player on YouTube, Midwestern Housewives, noticed a visual cue in the second fights with Piston Honda and Bald Bull, which let players know when to punch and knock them out with one hit. As if you look at this man on the left side of the screen, he nods when it's the right time to throw a punch, which apparently we were supposed to notice because he's the only one in the audience with a beard. Well, if anyone's looking for another Easter egg that will take years to find, all you gotta do is
very subtle.
one of these dudes in the background is trying to tell us something. Is it this one? This one definitely looks suspicious.
He's sus!
Years.
He's the imposter!
Many Easter eggs that took decades to find have been featured on the channel before, such as a cut ending that doesn't look like it was ever meant to be found in the arcade game Ray Maze. Ray Maze released only in Japan in 1988, though it later got ported to the US in a 2006 arcade.
I never heard of these games, except Punch-Out, of course.
Car through virtual mazes to save her brother Makoto from the evil Mr. Molt. Or so players thought until 2017, when Zero Chan
again, 2017, damn.
Found a much darker.
Been a good year for Easter eggs.
In the cut ending, Rika confronts Mr. Molt, only to see him take off a disguise and reveal himself to have been her brother Makoto this whole time. So he made us waste all this time saving him for nothing? Let's kill his ass.
Damn.
Developers never wanted anyone to see this, as the conditions that trigger this horrible ending are impossible to achieve, as you have to get through the game in only 16 stages without dying, and no one's gotten less than 18, which at least explains why this wasn't found for so many years, though that still doesn't explain why the developers thought this was a good ending. Beyond Shadowgate.
Alright,
Another ending that makes no sense was found in Beyond Shadowgate, a point-and-click adventure game from 1993. In 2023, players Enigma Opia and Kula Rose found several unused areas in the game's data, including a physician's office located behind a door near the curio shop, which is normally inaccessible to players. Upon entering the room, the cutscene plays, where a man says he's been trying to contact your sister, but a mystic barrier separates them, that he cannot get through, but knows that she's in great danger.
Find her, Eric. Find her.
What the hell? Why is he talking like a ghost?
Says you doubt it, as he seems near a nervous breakdown from too much drinking and smoking. And then he shoots you. Which, aside from being uncalled for, shouldn't be happening in this game at all, as it's said in the Middle Ages, long before guns like these were invented. Thankfully, you can mod the player's position over to the doctor and sock him in the head.
Hell yeah!
30 years.
Hell
Space
yeah.
Quest 4.
So that dude was a time traveler, I guess.
Online, a developer known for many Easter eggs, and with 21st Century Sierra fans creating resource viewers that allow players to look at every asset in the game, it's become even easier for players to find them decades after the game's original releases. This is how blogger Ben Shu found 2 Easter eggs that were buried in the software access store area of Space Quest 4. In 2021, Ben Shu found that clicking the taste icon in the top right corner of the screen causes a woman to run by. guy who's being chased by a floating policeman. And while this is
What the hell?
tame, Ben Schoof revealed he found another egg in the same area back in 2019. That may explain why some Sierra eggs are so well hidden, as clicking the smell icon in the top left corner of the screen causes the narrator to say,
Ah, yeah.
then turning your back on the store clerk causes him to eventually flip you the bird. Hey,
Damn.
too, buddy. Sierra seemingly
Yeah, fuck you.
that though, as both eggs were removed from the CD versions of the game. It's honestly
Damn.
pretty surprising they
Too
potentially
bad.
removed this discovery because of its inappropriateness, considering they put out at least 3 more Leisure Suit Larry games after this. 31
Hypocrites!
years.
Hypocrites!
Master Chess. The list of things you never expected to see in a game
Chess.
from decades ago.
What the hell?
Grandmaster Chess, a chess simulator that was released for Windows.
Oh,
in
that's pretty
1992.
cool.
In 2022, Damiano Gurley of the Genesis Temple talked with a programmer of the game, who revealed the game had an undiscovered nude code. Gurley asked if the internet would get together
chess
for
game.
sexy reasons once again to find the long-lost nude code, and sure enough, they did. As in 2023, Sonic
In a chess game.
by going through the data of a
What the
blocked
fuck?
version of the game after managing to break the game's copy protection. Finally, revealing the new code is SCOT NIXON. Nixit. First Watergate, now
Huh.
this. Turns out the nude code takes the queen piece's top off, leaving her breast exposed, and also
Damn.
apparently changes the king's face to look at her in horror. And for some reason, the bishop loses his staff in Bloody Night. Not sure what that's about. Give the internet
Huh.
a sexy reason to find something, and they'll never turn up dry.
Yeah.
33
Damn, a nude code for a
Gumball
chess
released in
game.
1983 for the Apple II
That's an
computer
insane
with later
sentence.
ports to Atari 8-bit computers and the Commodore 64. In the game, you play as a gumball factory worker sorting the balls by color through a machine, earning promotions if
pretty
you do
cool.
well enough, working your way up to vice president and retiring at the end of the game. While players thought for years that retirement was the end, archivists made a discovery in 2016 that shows there's more to the game, as 4AM was uploading Apple II games to the Internet Archive when he and his friend Cucumba noticed a cipher, which you can get in segments during the game by pressing Ctrl and Z during the cutscenes between levels. Piecing together the cipher and translating it reveals the message. Enter 3-letter code when you retire. They found by pressing Ctrl
okay.
Z a second time during the hidden messages would reveal another hidden message, double helix. 4AM and Cucumba figured out double
Very
helix was
cryptic.
referring to DNA and type DNA during
Yeah.
the cutscene, which
Oh,
reveals a
yeah,
message signed by
okay.
the developer that says, "Aha, you made it. Either you are an excellent game player or gah, program breaker. You are certainly one of the few people that will ever see this screen. This is not the end though." In another broader bundle, type Zodware for more puzzles. It's still unknown what the last code Zodware is for, but considering this message took 33 years to find, it's looking like the next one won't be solved until 2049.
Damn.
35 years.
Well, I'll still be alive. I'll tell you then.
Years is a
If
long
they
time
figured it out.
to solve the Zodware code. It's not as long as it took to find some hidden dialogue in the 1989 RPG Zack: The Art of Visual Stage, which I previously
That's
featured
insane.
in my best-
What are these games? I thought I've seen everything there is to see, but there are some pretty cool games. I mean, sorting gumball stuff in the factory thing. I thought that's a concept that's only been found in shitty phone games, but no. Apparently back then they made that as well. It's kind of cool. And also the Space Quest thing looks interesting. Why have I never heard of these games? Or the Grandmaster Chess thing. You know, it looked kind of unique with the whatever the characters were, the fantasy characters instead of the normal chess pieces. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. Strange I never heard of them. I find it really strange that, you know, games like Chrono Trigger, for example, are still talked about to this day, but games from this era are kind of forgotten, right? It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird because the other games looked interesting. They looked fun. This one kind of looks interesting too. So yeah, strange.
video game discoveries of 2024 video. As that year, Mills on Twitter found by exiting a cave area after talking to the character Rachel, then re-entering the cave to talk to her more than 60 times. Rachel eventually levels the player
60
character
times.
to 25, and then says the new VFR 400R NC30 is a great bike because designer Yanagi Shima-san rides one. Yo-yo-yoing Zuba
Damn.
Zuba, which makes sense as it's still one of the longest Easter eggs to ever find, because who would honestly think or want to talk to the same character over
Yeah.
60 times in a row? 37 years. Windows
Damn.
1.0. The Windows operating system
What?
released in 1985, which pretty much changed the world as we know it. However, it wasn't until 2022 that Lucas Brooks found an Easter egg in Windows 1.0. The Easter egg, which was apparently hiding all those years in a bitmap image of a smiley face, is a developer acknowledgement screen. Lucas uncovered it by reverse engineering and modding the Windows software, but still doesn't know the actual intended way to trigger it, which is still on the table to be discovered. The screen says congrats and lists the developers on the Windows team who made the software, which includes a young Gabe Newell before he co-founded.
Nice.
Speaking of Gabe, at this point it feels like seeing Half-Life 3 is going to take longer than the 37 years it took to find this Easter egg. 40 years.
I guess at this point, I don't think Half-Life 3 is going to happen any day, unfortunately. But then again, I don't know. Currently, Steam is in big trouble with the payment processor shit that's going on, the censorship and everything. Maybe to stay afloat, they start making games again. That would be cool. Then maybe we'll get Half-Life 3, but I doubt it. I doubt it, to be honest. I can't imagine them actually doing that, which sucks. It sucks, man. I want to see it, man. I want to see it. Please, let me see them titties. Let me see that dick, that alien dick. But at the very least, we can still hope, I guess. It's the last thing we have left. Hope. Blind hope. Irrational hope.
Starship One. The discovery of this Easter egg
Starship
came when retired
One.
Vice President of Game Publishing at Microsoft, Ed Fries, was interviewing ex-Atari engineer Ron Milner.
What is going on with this game? I can't
arcade racing game. Milner
wrap my head around
a
it.
game from 1977 called Starship One that had one of the first secret backdoors he knew of in an arcade game, which he never told anyone about for more than 30 years. That would grant the player 10 free games. Ed wanted to then
Damn.
the oldest known Easter egg at the time. The only problem was Ron, despite programming the Easter egg, didn't remember how to do it. All Ron remembered was that High Ron would display when entered correctly, which gave Ed enough information to find High Ron in the game's code, with the help of another Atari engineer, Michael Alba, and asking Ron to decipher certain lines of game code. Egg managed to figure out on a working machine that if you held down the start and phaser buttons while putting in a coin, quickly letting go, then slamming down the slow control. Sure enough, High Ron appeared and the free games were rewarded. Considering this Easter egg costs a quarter and is this difficult to activate, it'd be a surprise if any players ever attempted this before, unless they were looking to lose more quarters than 10 free games are actually worth. Ed at the time believed this may have been the oldest Easter egg ever, and it does remain one of the longest Easter eggs to ever be found, clocking in at 40
crazy.
years. And while it may remain the
40 fucking years. It took longer to find this Easter egg than I'm alive. I'm 28, by the way, so it took 12 years longer than I'm alive. What the fuck? That's crazy. And now it's completely useless, basically, because it would have been useful back then for the people. I mean, 10 free games, damn. That's like, depending on how good you are, maybe even the entire day you could spend playing that game. Though my question is, would you really want to? Because I couldn't figure out what the hell was happening on the screen during the gameplay section. Like, what the fuck was that? So I guess at that point, maybe it doesn't matter that it was found so many years later, because who would have played that for 10 lives or 10 free games or whatever? Damn, no, I wouldn't, you wouldn't, they wouldn't, no one would. No, look kinda mid, to be honest, even for its time. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Yes, but still cool. I imagine if it would have been discovered back then, I imagine it would have created a lot of problems, because you can't just give away free stuff in an arcade. There's a big no-no. I guess, yeah, it was too well hidden.
Streak, given it grants the players 10 free games. It's still far from the longest Easter egg to ever be found.
Damn.
42 years.
Alright.
Spitfire. Another
crazy.
Easter egg that took 4 decades to find can be found in Spitfire, an airplane.
Look at that, what is that?
In 1977 for the
What's going on?
Channel F, a forgotten home console from the 70s. However, it wasn't forgotten by RT55J on SelectButton.net, who was data mining the game in 2019 because his dad worked on it. This is how he select screen. Entering a numeric code that requires 48 button presses causes a developer credit for Michael K. Glass to appear for a single frame. Damn. Talk about a hidden Easter egg, considering the developer never seemed to pass it along to his own family, and it took his son 42 years to find it. While the Easter egg itself maybe doesn't seem like the biggest discovery today, back in the day, a lot of developers fought for visibility over the authorship of their games.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Atari had a policy at the time of omitting developer names in order to prevent them from gaining too much leverage. So in a way, this little Easter egg may have actually been a very empowering one for the developer. It's worth mentioning that there are other Easter eggs speculated by some to be the the oldest, such as a McDonald's Easter egg that can be found in the 1973 game Moonlander by traversing enough screens horizontally, a secret mode in the 1975 arcade cabinet Anti-Aircraft 2, where if you modify the circuit board, the planes will turn into UFOs, which is still a mystery why the mode is there, and the
kind of cool
operating system from 1970, where the make command saved a file with the Techo text editor, so if a file was saved as love with the command make love, it would respond with not war. However, despite possibly being the oldest, these Easter eggs and have been known about for quite a long time. The longest defined digital Easter egg on record remains Spitfire at 42 years. But as far as the longest Easter eggs defined period, there's even some older ones that have been recently found that predate video games themselves. 109 years.
Damn!
Santiago de Compostela Cathedral. The Santiago de Compostela Cathedral in Galicia, Spain gets more than 3 million visitors every year, filled with religious relics and ornate carvings. Christians believe it's the burial site of St. James, and many pilgrims had visited the cathedral since its completion in 1211. However, the millions of visitors over these hundreds of years miss a sneaky detail in the cathedral. In 2020, art historian Jennifer Alexander was leading a team looking for marks left by the masons who worked on the cathedral when they found a mark they never expected to see, a self-portrait carved by one of the craftsmen, which shrugging, seemingly asking why no one saw him for more than 800 years. The small stone carving is at the top
pretty cool.
of a 40-foot pillar, far out of view of any church visitors or clergy over the years, and wasn't seen until Alexander and her team were in the upper levels of the cathedral shining lights on the top of the columns.
Damn.
This medieval mason was unknowingly making history when they carved one of the very first Easter eggs and one of the very first selfies. As if we needed more proof that
that's really cool.
Invent the selfie. 1,917 years.
Alright, now here we are.
The oldest Easter egg on our list dates all the way back to the Roman Empire, as it was found in the ruins of Vindobona, a Roman military camp that was located in what is now Vienna, Austria. The Romans occupied Vindobona from the year 103 to 433, and at its peak, the fort housed 30,000 people. While the Romans abandoned the site and later settlements built over it, you can still see some of the ruins throughout Vienna, including one that wasn't discovered until 2020. That year, archaeologists discovered a roof tile from a Vindobona fort. However, there was something unusual about this roof tile, as it had a Latin transcription carved on the underside, the side that wouldn't have been normally seen by anyone that was applied to the roof. Evidently, someone involved with the construction of the fort decided to carve a secret message underneath the tile, likely presuming it would never be found once it was stuck to the roof, at least as long as the building stood, and not knowing that it would be found after the collapse of the fort nearly 2,000 years later. As Archaeology News shares, the message roughly translates to, "If you can see me, I've fallen to the ground." And Bella did, right along with the rest of the Roman Empire. Well, just like so many things in modern society.
That's cool. That's so cool.
That even the first Easter eggs began with the Romans. And thank you again.
It's always the
for
Romans.
sponsoring this video. If you're looking for a way to quickly transform your space into something that reflects your style, I couldn't recommend this plate more. With millions of designs to choose from, I was able to quickly find and put up artwork from some of my favorite properties, like Crash Bandicoot, Cyberpunk, and Stray. There's so many options to choose from, and they arrive super fast, within 4 to 5 business days. So if your mood changes, you can easily swap them out. And now some disc plates are even enhanced with Textra, which adds 3D effects and gloss, which you can see
that's cool.
print of Lucy, which is why it's by far my favorite piece. Use my code ODDHEADER or the link in the description down below to get 25% off one disc plate and an even bigger discount on 2 or more. Valid on Textra, not valid on limited edition Lumino. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. And if you have any other Easter eggs that took years to find that you think I missed, submit through oddheader.com, come join the Discord, or
do that as well
through Twitter or Reddit. Shout out to Aaron Johnston, Angel the Fox, Ash Photography, Bitwith27, Black EV50, Chad Biscuits, Eddie Talkspin the Bleach Primid, Flex, Jailbreak, Isaac Murillo, Kieran Bolton, The Meatly, Phoenix157, Rackman22, Riley S, Robert Eisenman, Select, Subrock, and Terrence Stock for their Patreon support. Stay tuned.
Hell yeah. There we go. There was the 13 Easter eggs that took the longest to find, in parentheses 28 to 1917 years. Damn, I like stuff like that. I like really ancient stuff. And it's really cool to see that even back then they had the idea to sneakily hide something. It's really cool. Yeah. Alright. So warm today. Kinda tired. This was a very interesting video by Oddheader. Like always, he makes some really good videos. Hell to the yeah. So support the man by subscribing to him and leaving a like and comment, and obviously checking out Displayed with this code and get yourself some nice Displayed posters. Do that. I'm surprised how many games there are that I never heard of. Never. Not even mentioned on the site. Makes me wonder just how many games are there that are lost to time, because we have a rough estimate, but how many are really gone? And I mean like gone as in no one even remembers them. There is nothing left of it, not even the memory of it. That's kind of a spooky thought. Damn. Alright, but before I end this video, like always, go into the video description, click the first link in the video description under the credit tab to get to the original video by Oddheader. Leave him a like, leave him a comment, tell him that dude in that chapel, he was bald. A baldy. Damn, Mr. Egghead. Tell him that. And obviously subscribe to him. He deserves it. He makes some really good videos. Like I said a million fucking times already. Alright, time for me to write my comment. Awesome video. These Easter eggs are hidden so well that it makes me wonder what else we might have missed throughout humanity's existence. I want to see more. Keep up the good work, Oddheader. And let's put a nice smiley or something. Nah, not gonna. Maybe like this. Yeah, it's like, ooh, I can't believe he used those words. Yeah, that's a good smiley. Comment that. There we go. Here it is. Awesome. Alright, and in my comment section down below, tell me what you want me to react to next. Maybe another video about Oddheader, maybe about something else, by someone else, for something else. You name it, I'll do it. But try to make it specific, like for example, give me a video title or something, because if it's about a topic I'm not familiar with, I don't know what to look out for, right? I don't know what's good and what isn't. So help me out in that regard. Or I can pick out something myself, like I've been doing mostly on this channel so far, and I just, you know, pick something that looks or sounds interesting and just hope for the best. And most of the time it works. It works quite well. Or I can do both. Just let me know which one you prefer, and I'm happy to oblige either way. Alright, this has been the Small Penis Man. Small Penis Man out. It always goes back to the Romans. And you know what? The Romans know what's good and what isn't. Having a small penis was a sign that you're a good guy. I mean, they weren't. I think it's pretty safe to assume that they weren't the good guys. But still, they knew that you gotta appreciate the small penises. The small penises make you an interesting person. And if you have a big dick, you're going to Roman hell. So you better choose to be born with a small dick. Or get the fuck out of my face, bitch! Yeah! Bye.